that, like it meant, you know, I'm 54 and so I was born in 71 and when it came out I was 5 or 6. So I was perfect for it. I mean, it was made for me,
Absolutely.
my brother, right? And so it meant a great deal to me. So when there was talk of the prequels, you've got to remember, there hadn't been a Star Wars film for many years.
Right. Yeah.
And there was we didn't imagine it was, and I felt like I was this train spotting guy over here doing urban, grungy, that's who I felt I was. And I wanted to carry on working with Danny Boyle.
Right.
I just wanted to be his actor. And so I wasn't 100% sure that it was right for me until it started to happen.
Okay.
And I did an audition with hundreds of other actors in Britain. And then I was asked to come back to do another one, and I did a second one, and then as I was getting called back for another third one, and I started to think, you know, maybe they might, you know, there was a possibility of me actually getting the role. Did it suddenly click into my mind that and I asked everyone, I asked my uncle, I asked Danny Boyle, I asked lots of people I trusted and admired about advice about it, because I thought, maybe I was scared of it because it's so huge.
Sure.
You know? And then we made the film, and it was an odd experience. It was amazing to make.
Okay.
I loved making it. It was so cool to work with George Lucas. It was so cool. With Liam and Natalie and Ahmed Best, and it was an amazing experience, right? I loved it. We went to Tunisia, we shot in the desert there. It was fantastic. And then when it came out, it was hard. It was a hard experience because it got knocked hard, you know. The critics I think they were ready to pounce on it, and they did. And that was hard for me. I hadn't had that experience yet.
The critics were wrong.
Yes.
So, this is a very lengthy answer, isn't it? I love this long-winded answer to your question. But then we did the first one in Britain. We went to Australia to make episode 2 and episode 3. And that's where I met Hayden for the first time. My brother from another mother. And we had an amazing time always making them, although they were hard. There were a lot of blue screen, green screen. But by the end, the third one was like, I think George had made a bet with Spielberg or something about, like, I'm gonna create every background for every shot with ILM, you know. I'm like, give us a set, give us something. So they were hard to do, but we did have a great time making them. And then I felt like, you know, I've always been, I'm an actor. I'm not, I'm an actor. You know, I've trained to do a job, and I do it, and I love it. My job is also my passion, which I know I'm very, very fortunate.
Absolutely.
In that respect. I don't take that for granted. But I always believed in acting in terms of going from one role to another, and every role you go to is a completely new experience. And so I wasn't a Star Wars actor. I just went off and I started doing all my other, you know, every film is like a stepping stone in my career, and I was happy. I was happy to have been in the Star Wars movies, and it wasn't until I suppose it was social media to an extent when that started, although I don't like it. But when that started, I did that for a little while, and I could suddenly hear your voices a little bit for the first time. I've been like oblivious, you know, like la la la, just doing all my work, and but I didn't think about it very much. It was something I'd done, and something I didn't give much thought to it until then. And then I started realizing that you were all there. You had a different relationship with the films than that I thought you had. And well, that's nice. and then when I started thinking about doing the series, and I ultimately went to Disney in the end. I said, I think you should get me in, because every interview I did for years ended with, would you do a sequel to Trainspotting, and would you play Obi-Wan Kenobi again? Highbrow, long piece interviews on the telly, everywhere I was. I started going, God, people really want me to do this again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I kept saying, yeah. I thought, by this point, I started feeling like, yeah, I would do that again. I would do it. I still hadn't lost the love I'd had from the original trilogy. I still hadn't lost my love for Alec Guinness, and I was in a fortunate position where I never met the man, but I've read all his books, and I have a unique relationship with him, and I always try and, I've got this like thread between the two of us.
Right.
And I think it's interesting. We're not dissimilar actors,
right. Right.
In that he wasn't like a classic leading man. He didn't play action leading roles and stuff, and sort of nor do I. I think we're similar actors in a way, if that's not too arrogant to say.
Not at all.
But I've got this thread between us because I'm always trying to feel like him when I'm playing this role.
That's awesome.
And I went to Disney. I said, look, I just want you to. It's getting embarrassing because every time it must sound like I'm sort of toting for work,
Can I?
Yes, please. Disney. Now I am to do season 2. But anyway.
Obi-Wan another. Let's go.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know where they are or what they're. I don't know. I know you all think I do, but I don't. I don't know what their plans are. I know they're making Ahsoka now because my wife gets up and goes to work every day. So I know they're doing that. But I have no idea what their plans are. And but I'm sure at some point they'll do something else with Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
so awesome.
Did I answer the question?
You did answer.
So coming back to was very, this was actually the question about an hour and a half ago. Coming back to the role was just seamless, apart from one thing, apart from his voice.
Okay.
And I went, we went to do, there was quite a long process. It was going to be a movie at one point, and it was with another director, and then that director had to go off to another project, and then Deborah became the director, and I loved her. I loved working with Deborah. She is amazing. And she directed all of the episodes that we made in the Obi-Wan series. So it's really her vision. And I started working with her, talking about the storyline. At one point, it was totally a storyline about Luke. It was absolutely me and Luke were on this big journey. And then somewhere along the line, I forget exactly where, it shifted to being a story about Obi-Wan and Leia, and I thought that was brilliant.
Absolutely.
I thought it was really unexpected and just a lovely. When you think of Alec Guinness and Carrie Fisher, it was lovely to be able to play something behind what they did.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Big shout out to Vivian too.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Amazing. Anyway, there we go. Now look. Thank you very much.
You brought up Hayden, you brought up Revenge of the Sith, which has literally one of the best fight sequences. Were there any physical difficulties to try to master all of that choreography for either you or Hayden to pull that off for our enjoyment?
Yeah, it was hard. It is hard. It wasn't as hard then as it is now. Being a bit older, But they're hard because they're so big. The fights are massive. I feel like the one after Qui-Gon is cut down with me and Ray Parks.
Come on.
It was amazing to do, and it was seeing Liam lying there and sort of physicalizing that emotion in the fight was extraordinary to do. But I feel like it wasn't the longest one. Like the ones that me and Hayden did were like weeks and weeks. We're just all fighting for it. And there was other stuff with what was his name?
Thomas.
Who's the guy with all the arms?
Reeves.
That was sorry. I feel like I should do a bit of homework before fighting him was mad because he also wasn't really there, So that was quite hard. But they're brilliant fun to do, you know, and it's pretty satisfying. You really start slow, and for the series, Jojo was our fight coordinator, who's amazing, and not only did we learn that. Sorry, something's R2 units like contradicting me over there. Not only are you learning the fights, but you spend a lot of time just getting fit to do them, you know. And he's a master of, like, you do all the stretches, and the first day, you know, you're like trying to touch your toes, and by the end, you know, your head's on your knee, and it's amazing, you know, months and months of training for this sword fight.
I love that. Now, we know that the lightsaber noise thing kind of is a phenomenon that just everybody kind of does. Did you guys do any of that on set? Were you?
I did. I was guilty of it. I don't know that I ever did it when the camera was rolling, but I might have. I don't know.
That's a yes.
Certainly. But certainly in rehearsals, it's impossible not to. It's impossible not to.
You do! You absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever have any like lightsaber noise battles with anyone unexpected? Like even if you just were walking by George, it's like, and he turns around, it's ready for like, haha! Like, did you do anything like that?
I don't remember that. What? No, I don't remember doing that. I mean, I remember George would, and when we did The Phantom Menace, would play some of the Star Wars music on set. And sometimes that was really like uplifting and good for the fighting, and other times, you know, it wasn't as helpful as it might be. You know? But the thing I remember, my most endearing memories of George, I've got lots, because I really like George Lucas. You know, he's a very likable man, and but my endearing but strongest memories of him were when I would make him laugh, and you know, he's got a lot on his plate, you know, but there was a few moments where I would have him like doubled over laughing, and he couldn't stop, you know, and I would be like, yeah, it was always such a great feeling to make him crack up. Yeah.
That's awesome. And we had a couple of fan-submitted questions, and I want to throw these at you. This one's from Alex. If Alex is in the room, big shout out to you, Alex. This one's a deep one. If you had to choose between having a real lightsaber or being able to use the Force in real life, which would you pick and why?
Ooh, yeah, that's a really good question. I think I would like to be able to use them. Well, first of all, they are linked.
That's right.
Let's not forget.
Right.
One doesn't happen without the other. You know, you can't use a lightsaber without using the Force. But it would be fun to be able to really use the Force to move things about, of course, and open doors and stuff. I was staying in a hotel last night. I swear to God, this is true. It had an electric toilet in it. And as the first time I went for a pee, I got in like early evening last night. I walked in and the lid opened on its own. You know what I did. The next time I went in there, every time.
I was going to use this as an ad from now on.
I love it. I love doing it in like the subway or the airport or wherever there's a door, you know. And especially if you feel that somebody's clocked. If I know someone's clocked me, you know, I've been around the block a long time. I can usually tell. And if I know somebody's like, and there's a door coming up, I'll always just do a little. That's amazing! And I never look back. Just keep going.
As a 40-plus-year-old man, I will tell you right now, if I ever saw you do that, I would weep. It's so real.
It's so real. All over the place doing it.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, this is a really good one. This is from Julie from Montreal. Julie wants to know, if Obi-Wan Kenobi had a theme song that played whenever he entered a room, what song would it be that you would choose?
No, I think my theme tune's always been "Born Slippy" by Underworld.
Hey!
I think that's so it's always like whenever you're at a thing, and you know, and if you ever had to go up on stage for any reason, they always play that, you know. So I think that would be my theme tune. What's that? Come on, mate. It's a different, yeah.
You're trying to get everybody to cry. That's what you're trying to do. I see that one. Okay, this one's from Rebecca from Toronto. Which Star Wars co-star made you laugh the most on set?
Oh, Indira.
Really?
Yeah, and the series. I mean, she had me laughing all the time. I got in such trouble. Like I like to think I'm quite professional, you know. And also, I was the lead, and I think that you've got a. I was a producer. You've got a responsibility to be like the grown-up in the room, and she always like cracked me up before as the camera was turning and stuff. Indira was the worst. And then see through Anthony Daniels was. Cracked me up for a different reason, just because he used to always fall over and stuff. You know, he'd I remember when, I think it was episode 3, the last one, but he was sort of like, he was just always going over, he had like a tray of drinks or something, take after take. Poor man, I mean, he must have been black and blue inside that suit.
He loved it. It was for the craft. Okay, this one's
Liam is a very funny man.
Really?
Yes, and Ahmed Best as well. I mean, the 3 of us in that submarine was like, forget about it. You know, we're trying to get the work done, but it was very funny. I won't tell you what Liam said. He said something very. Well, you wouldn't say it these days. No, it's not. No, it's just funny at the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it.
Have you seen Naked Gun yet?
No.
Yeah, let's see
That movie is good.
Let's see that.
Let's all go and watch it.
This one's from Shane. Shane wants to know, is there a type of role or project you haven't tackled yet that's on your bucket list?
It's a funny one. I hope so, because I've got some years left in me, I think. I don't know, I never quite know what it is until I've read it, you know.
Fair.
I don't have a sort of kind of character that I'd like to do, or a kind of movie that I'd like to do. I mean, all I can say is I hope that we can get back to, you know, making cinema that
Come on now.
no, I want us to get back to making stories about human beings in life, in our experience of what life is, and that we want to go and see that in the cinema. I came up. I did my first work in 1992, and I was so lucky. Like, you know, I feel so lucky that there was no. There was no internet. We didn't have phones.
Right.
We didn't. You know, it was a different time, and there was great cinema, and great art within that. You know, and we used to shoot on film, and it looked beautiful. And we've gone down this digital path, which, you know, is where the industry has gone, and now we have to fight to be able to shoot stuff on film. But that's the beauty of it, you know, I think. So, I hope we get back to telling smaller, you know, stories about human beings that you know, that people will want to. I think we do want to. Sorry, I keep banging that. I think it's sort of gone on to the television, which is fine. I'm happy that we're still telling stories like that, but in the cinema, I would hope that we return to that.
Absolutely. Make some noise for that. We've got to get to movies like Impossible again, because that was such an amazing feature. Like, just yes. Love that one. Okay, so before we get out of here, we got some quick hit questions, lightning round style. You choose between 2 things, see what you got. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Okay, like it. This one's a cultural one, I apologize. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Lots and lots hot brown water.
Okay. Singing on screen or fighting on screen?
Singing on screen.
You're getting this, your song, I have to admit. That is so true.
There's something very nice about that. You don't get a chance to do it very often, but it's very powerful when you do.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Change it. Don't ask him to sing.
No,
Let's have more questions, guys.
My aunties. Come on, do something, you're singing.
City life or countryside?
I'm a countryside boy, you know.
Yeah.
I was when I grew up, and then I became a city boy. I lived in London for most of my life, adult life, and then I moved to LA, and then I moved out of LA into the countryside, into a little place called Topanga up on the hill, which is like living in a sort of like hippy dippy. It's beautiful up there, and it's really countryside, even though it's quite close to LA. And now, yeah, I've been in London for a while now because I did a play there, and I'm so ready to get out. I love the city life in small doses. I like what's on offer there, and culturally it's very exciting to be able to go and see things, but my waking up and walking out into the green and the countryside and the fresh air is really what makes me happy.
I love that. Makes me look so happy.
Yeah.
Reading a book or watching a film?
Ooh.
It's got personal. It's got real personal.
Yeah. Well, I love both. I love both, but I really do. As I get older, get more out of reading than I ever did, and I yearn for it now. Like in a way, I didn't when I was younger, but now I really like the idea of just getting to sit down with a book for an hour. Is like gives me such a thrill, you know. I just love it. I got my whole. I think we get such a lot out of it, you know. I think it's it's totally your own. You know what I mean? You're reading the words that somebody's put down on the page, but what you make of them is totally your own experience. And as an actor, I utilize my imagination more than anything else.
Right.
Like I do it for a job. I read somebody's words from a page, and my job is to make it something real. And so for reading for me is that. And I also am somebody with a movie
right.
where I'll get completely sucked into it. I don't like somebody talking, and you know, somebody comes in, everyone want a cup of tea? You're like, what's the movie? I like to, because I get sucked right into it,
right.
you know. But I would say, let's choose reading
Okay.
this time.
I like it. Blue lightsaber or green?
Blue.
Okay.
I like the purple.
Purple is good. Text messages or phone calls?
No. Well, I'm guilty of just text messages because it's quicker, isn't it?
Yes.
But not, text messages.
Okay, all right. Social gatherings or quiet evenings?
Quite easy.
A room full of people.
Yeah, it's difficult for me because I love social gatherings. Depends what they are. It would have to, if it's a bunch of people that I know, that's nice. If it's a social gathering with lots of people I don't know, that's not sometimes.
He knows all of you guys.
If we were to go out, it'd be
Yes.
fine. But I'd say quiet evening. I'm really aging myself up in this conversation. It's just nice to sit in the countryside at home and read a book. That's true though. That is me.
That's all. Okay, this one is very personal, and I apologize for how this may divide the room. Superman or Batman? It was written on the page. I would never do this to you.
But you see, I'm not somebody that's. Well,
Harley Quinn.
I liked Superman when I was a kid.
Yes.
A lot.
From the country.
So I'll go there.
We'll go with Superman. Filming in the desert or filming in the snow?
Oh, I'd like to film in the snow. I have filmed in the snow. Well, no, Hayden doesn't like sand. I don't mind sand so much. I don't like flying very much, but so let's shoot in the sno. Let's do snow.
I like that. Again, personal. Ooh. Beard or no beard?
No beer. No beer. Yeah, I I've been sober since 2000. Yeah.
No, not beer.
Oh, beer.
Beard.
Did you say beer or no beer? I got totally overshared with you there. I'm sober since.
We're proud of you though. We're proud of you. Absolutely.
I wouldn't be sitting here with you now if I hadn't been. But anyway, beard.
Yes.
Or not beard.
Yes.
I go for beard every time.
Would you rather direct your next film or star in it?
Oh. Yeah, I did both. Yeah, I do like that both. Everyone's like, how could you do both? I was like,
Do it.
sort of the easy. Do it. Stop talking about it. Yeah, both. I'll direct it and act in it.
Okay, I like that. And now, for our last, most important question.
Okay.
Would you join the rebellion or fight for the empire?
I am the rebellion.